gas station now 2 times in a row. But or whatever. Right. Like, green, freezing toward Oklahoma City. 5. And the Bronco, it's cold. Well, cold for me. It's 439 right now. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Chiefs versus the Eagles. Oh, you know what? It's a game start. Time to start a game. Yeah. What happened at the Super Bowl today? 5:30. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can take it on that. We don't have any. Uh, like, now, this is our first time at the lake house. Uh, so we have no idea. Uh, we have too small or three. The lake house. So I don't know what expect as goes. There's there's like a stove and a pot belly fireplace. So I have no idea what to expect. Log into my other phone and pull up something. I'm all sorts of problems today. Oh, it looks out of focus on my phone too. Let's see. Oh well, no, it's better. Smooth road, yes. I'm lagging. I see something in the sky. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It probably is lagging. I mean, I'm driving on the highway, and it's you get what you get. It's G. I have full bars. Sometimes I'm like, come on, we can do better than this. But then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm driving at whatever the speed limit is. I'm driving 70 miles an hour, and I'm streaming a live camera to the internet, and I just find that crazy that that's even a possibility. Oh, starting to get a little jumpy. But yeah, it's just Oklahoma. This part of Oklahoma has a decent road. The going up the other way up, is it 75? Going up through Atoka and Muskogee up to Big Cabin. If you go that way, it's a lot jumpier. The road's a lot worse, and you're going through a lot smaller towns. So yeah, I'm watching it on my other phone. It doesn't seem horrible. It doesn't seem as crisp as it is at night, I tell you that. I think we're going to stay behind this van for a while. That's about all I can do for that. So yeah, who's going to win the Super Bowl today? I have no idea. Chiefs or Eagles, I guess. Or the referees. Someone's going to win. Yeah, we're cruising to Oklahoma City. We're going to drop off some gear to one of our local engineers. And then we're going to head out to the lake. Looks like we're going to get in right about dark. So I brought some cameras with me that I'm going to leave on. I bought some cameras. I brought 2 cameras. I already have 2 cameras on the dock, but I had to bring my computer back, so I bought another computer while I was in San Antonio. I bought a small computer, and it was very cheap, so I'm curious to see how it does. And I'll have 4 cameras at the lake house, so not only does it provide me security, but I can provide a live feed. And the sunrises are awesome at the lake. The sunsets are awesome at the lake. It's pretty awesome. I love it. I do love it, especially if I'm out there fishing. I mean, I probably won't do a lot of fishing since it's cold. I don't even know how much. I don't know that much about fishing, so it should be interesting. We'll see what happens. I know end of March, beginning of April, it's pretty good fishing there. I know that much. So that'll be good. And then all the way up until it starts getting scarce in July, where the lake temperature really starts to heat up. So the fish tend to go toward the middle of the lake, toward the bottom where it's deeper and, you know, it's at the right temperature. So I have a Sea-Doo, and you know, every time you're on the Sea-Doo, you can't help but smile. That thing is a blast. I love it. It's gonna need a new battery this year, but it's fun to drive. It is fun to drive. What's going on here? Hey, wow, that was a big. Holy crap! That whole thing caught fire. It was like a 18-wheeler trailer caught fire on the side of the road. Jeez Louise. That's nuts. Yeah, so Super Bowl, who's your guys' pick? I'm gonna go with I'll go with the Chiefs, since my daughter likes the Chiefs so much now. She was never into football until she started dating this guy. So now she's like, yeah, here you go, Chiefs. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I think it's the Chiefs and the Eagles. I didn't watch very much. I didn't watch much NFL this year, or last year, or really the year before that. It's hard when you drive so much on the road. Makes it a little difficult. Little difficult. Yeah, we stayed at a Holiday Inn last night. I was not impressed. Not at all. I'm going to make a quick, short video on that. Probably next week I'll make it. It's just, you know, it's like they want all the money for the hotel rooms, but they don't want to put any money back into it. And I've stayed at a few hotels like that. And yeah, some of the maintenance, I was like, you know, the arm on the chair, so these chairs had like a foam arm on them, but then part of it was ripped off. So that was another thing. It's just, I've seen it a few times. It should be mandatory that they come with some. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I travel with instant coffee, so it's not that big a deal. But hey, at least I'm out on the road. I am enjoying it. Enjoy life. Live it, love it. I need to slow down. I'm going way too fast. Just going way too fast. I shouldn't go that fast. I don't get tickets really. Not speeding tickets. I don't get tickets, really. You guys have any trouble with the tickets? I do get pulled over. I got pulled over last time for not turning my blinker on. it's just a ridiculous ticket. Well, I think he was looking for something. But yeah, he let me go. He didn't even give me not even a warning, nothing, just a verbal warning. So it worked out pretty good. Not too bad. It's 37 degrees. It's getting colder. Getting colder. Well, I gotta check my my maps. My Apple CarPlay keeps messing up. I think it's I was thinking it's the connector on the, for the car. But it might just be the cable. I've replaced the cable before a few times. Oh, it seems to be working now. But you can hear it mainly on the phone calls. They just don't come in very well. There. That's a lot better. Is that better? I got my Love's coffee. What time is it? Is it 10 o'clock already? 11 o'clock already? Jeepers creepers. The time is flying by today. Flying by. Oh, I gotta turn pretty soon, I think. I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to this guy's house, I guess. And I think he's got like 50 acres. He's not that far off the highway. This guy's pretty awesome. He's a great engineer. Great engineer. He's a nice guy too. So that works out. I like talking to him. He's very smart. Yeah, he's intelligent. He speaks with intelligence. I like it. Yeah, so what are you guys doing today? What are your guys' big plans? You're lagging. No, that's not the first time I saw that. Do a trick. Okay, hold on. Kickflip. 360. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. What kind of tricks could I do? Well, if an 18-wheeler was past me, I'd like to try to get him to turn his lights on. I can do that. YouTube shadow bans your words. Papa Wheelie, that's hilarious. That is funny. I would like to pop a wheelie. Let me see if I can do it. Y'all, hold on. I gotta make sure my turbos are engaged. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah. All right. I think we did it. I don't know how much air we got. But we had to get something, I'm sure. I would like to have seen that from the outside. But I'm driving, so you have to leave and come back in 30% of the time it isn't there anymore. Wow. Wow, that's really strange. I don't think I've ever been shadow banned by YouTube. I think I have from TikTok, but not from YouTube. TikTok, I've been canceled out of a couple of pages for talking. So from what I understand, like on TikTok, you can't say that, I guess, someone died, or you can't use that word. So they say not living. That guy is not living anymore. It's just really strange, some of the rules that they have in place. I know YouTube has a lot of rules. They have a lot of rules in place. Oh, I am in Oklahoma. We left Texas this morning. So we left San Antonio yesterday, and we drove for about 4.5 hours. And we spent the night in a Holiday Inn. And then this morning we got up and ate breakfast and all the jazz. And now we're in Oklahoma. We're heading toward Oklahoma City. We're right on the outskirts now. First, before we get through downtown, we're gonna go. I have to go to somebody's house and drop some equipment off. No, it's not warmer here. Yesterday in San Antonio it was 86 degrees. This morning I woke up, it's in the 30s. It's like 39. It might be warmer than where you're at. I don't know. Where are you guys at? What states or countries are you guys from? $14 degrees, holy crap. Jeez. Are you in one of the Dakotas? 14 degrees, Montana, Wyoming, Alaska, Minnesota, there you go. I was getting there. We have some sites up there in Minnesota. Good old Minneapolis. We have a few sites downtown. And then one up in St. Cloud, I think. I'm gonna go around this corner, I think. Yeah, we have one up in, I think it's called St. Cloud. Is that just north of Minneapolis, I think? I had to deliver a TV antenna up there. Snowed yesterday. Okay, nice. Weather is bipolar. Yeah, it seems like that everywhere, at least this year. I mean, we were in, well, when I was in California a couple of weeks ago, and while I was in California, it snowed in San Antonio, which is not, it happens, but it doesn't happen annually. It doesn't happen every year. It happens like every 8 years or 9 years or something like that. But it snowed, and then, like I said, yesterday it was 86 degrees. So, yeah, that jet stream is all over the place. It's all over the place. I follow this one guy, I can't think of his name, but I follow him for weather. I wanted to be a weather guy. I wanted to be a weatherman when I was growing up. It fascinates me. So I always wanted to do it, just never had the opportunity. There is a job in the Air Force where you could be a weatherman, weather person, I guess. I always wanted to do it, but I didn't pursue it because I thought you always had to be in front of the camera. I didn't think about it because I was young. I didn't think about, oh, well, you could be a weather forecaster for the airport. You're not, you don't have to be on camera. But yeah, I work on television transmitters, mainly west of Mississippi, but I do go on the east of Mississippi too. Mostly tornadoes. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind being a tornado chaser. I was really close to one a couple of years ago. I was driving from Kansas City down to Joplin, and I guess Joplin got hit by a bad tornado a couple of years prior. So I'm driving, and I just see the sky, and I see it green, and I've lived in the tornado alley before, so I saw it was a green sky, and I'm like, that's not good. So I turned the radio on, and they said, yeah, a lot of tornadoes in the area. I'm like, geez. So I was like, I'm gonna go into Joplin and spend the night. I'll be safer. And it was nighttime, so lightning all over the place. So I get to the hotel, and when I check in, the lady gives me a tornado safety briefing, and I'm like, oh my god, really? And she goes, yeah, we had one hit like across the street, leveled the place. I was like, okay. So I check in, and then I'm get right into my room, and I turn the TV on, and yeah, tornado, da 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 da, and then the sirens went off. Oh my god, that was nerve wracking. I spent 21 years in the military. I've gotten mortars coming at me and everything. It's kind of like that. It was just like chaos that wasn't chaotic. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But so you're sitting there. So I go down, like the lady says. I go down to the basement and down by the laundry room, and nobody else was down. I mean, there were like one or two other people down there. So I'm like, well, I guess it can't be that close. No, they're all outside. The sirens are going off. Everybody's outside looking, see if they can see the tornado. So I follow suit, and I go outside, and I'm looking for the tornado. And I guess it touched down closer to the airport, which was about 4 miles away. But I never got to see that one. I have seen them before. Some small ones dip down from the clouds. I used to live in Abilene, so you'd see the funnel clouds come down and touch down real fast. Hey, hello, what the fuck are you doing? I just straight up took over my fucking lane. Son of a gun. These people. I tell you what, I just don't understand why. And maybe they're high, I don't know. Just not paying attention. Well, I'm not mad at the guy. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm not mad, but he was just coming into my lane and like no signal or nothing, just not like drifting over into the lane. Oh, that's scary. And my son's behind me. I know he's watching all that, just going, what's going on? Oh my gosh. Okay, calm down. Everything's okay. Oh, it happens. It happens more than I like it to happen. A lot of time it's the 18-wheelers will drift over as you start to pass. For some reason, they like to. But I've noticed it more and more. in the last year. I've noticed that lane drifting is pretty common. I don't know if people are. I don't know what they're doing. Honestly, I think they're on their phones, or maybe it's marijuana. I don't know. I have no idea. But you guys pay attention when you're driving. I mean, I saw it happening, so it wasn't that big of a deal. You know, I checked my mirrors, make sure it was okay for me to get over another lane, since he wanted mine so bad. Well, here, you can have it. You can have it. It's okay. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Yeah, being between two 18-wheelers is not a good place to be. That's, yeah, I don't care for that either. And if you've ever been next to an 18-wheeler when they have a blowout, that's enough to make you need to do laundry. That's scary. That is really scary. A big blowout, and then the tire goes flying off, and nothing you can do about it. And these guys, I mean, their tires take so much wear and tear when they turn. That's why I see all the tires all over the road. It's hard to maintain them. Well, that was fun. That was exciting. I'm glad I had room to get over. That guy was just not paying attention. All right, we're on the outskirts of, I guess we're going through Norman, Oklahoma. This is Tornado Alley too. And my buddy, he lives here. And he said it's just, you know, it's just, when you know it's just part of life, you know when weather's going to happen. And you know when tornadoes are going to happen. You kind of, you know, you get all the briefings. So he does a lot of traveling, a lot of contract engineer stuff. So he knows, he's like, no, I'm not going, because we have stations up in Tulsa that he helps us out with. And he's like, yeah, I'm not. There goes a couple of jackasses right there. Hauling ass. But yeah, he'll tell me. He's like, no, it's very tornadic today. We're not going anywhere. I need to make a quick phone call. We're gonna have to exit pretty soon. Well, that was fruitless. He's just gonna have to follow me, I guess. You guys ever do any driving with multiple cars? We were on a trip one time. I love Florida. You know, you get those rain bands that come through. Oh, hold on. I got a phone call. Hey, I was just saying we're going to get ready to exit to go to this guy's house to drop off the gear. So it's like in 5 miles. Well, we got to go to this guy's house. Okay. Yeah, I see you're back there. I see where you're at. Yeah. You can just stay in the car if you want. I appreciate it, though. Alrighty. I'll talk to you. Love you. Bye. I had to tell my son that we were getting ready to head out, or head off the highway. That number you have dialed, yeah. I can't state it when I call someone, especially if it's someone where I'm paying their cell phone and then they don't answer, and they're like, well, I left it charging on the table or whatever. But it's all right, I guess. Find your exit, buddy. Yeah. That's funny. You guys are funny today. That's hilarious. Find your exit, buddy. Bye-bye now. Yeah, he's going around another car, so there's nobody between us. I just have to slow it down. I've done a lot of multi-car convoy travel, and the best way that I found that worked, we did one. We went from Germany. We went from Kaiserslautern, Germany, down into Italy, or no, down into Austria for a ski trip, and we had a dozen cars. So you're all traveling in the lane, and you're going maybe 5 miles an hour under the speed limit just to keep everybody close. And then a lot of people had radios, like CB radios. And so the front guy would tell the back guy that we need to go around this, this large semi truck. So that guy would get out and basically stop traffic, and then everybody would snake from behind over into that lane until the front guy got over, and then he went and passed the truck, and then everybody else passed the truck normally after that. And then when we were done, they were like, okay, we're done. So everyone knew, and everybody was accounted for. And this was back before real GPS was any good. So it worked out. No one got lost. Everybody had the printed directions from MapQuest back in the day, and we did it all the way down there and all the way back. It worked out pretty good. It was a good time. I loved being over in Europe. That was a blast. We went over the first time we went over there. We had a minivan, and that thing was perfect. It was a little big for some of the streets. We drove it down like into Italy. We drove it everywhere, up to Holland. We went up to Holland to see the tulips. It was pretty awesome. The second time we went, we had a Suburban, and we were in Italy, and there were a few times where I'm like, we're just not going to fit down that street. It's not going to happen. So then you have all this traffic behind you. You don't know the language, and you have to tell everyone that you need to back up because you have too big of a car to go down the street. Good times. Yes, doner kebabs, 100%. I could taste one now. I love the doner kebabs. I found a place when I was in Hawaii. I found a place that was pretty close to the real doner kebab. I talked to the owner of the restaurant, and he said he went to Turkey. He went to Turkey to learn how to make them from the doner kebab people. And, he was spot on, but he didn't have the bread. All he did was the tortillas or a salad. But yeah, doner kebabs. Everybody on here, if you've not had a doner kebab, there's another guy that does it in San Diego. There's a guy in San Diego. There's a guy that's on, he's on the Air Force Base in Albuquerque that has doner kebabs. Doner kebabs and that tzatziki sauce. Man, oh man. All right, well, we got our exit. I have my exit buddy with me. But yeah, if I would do a search right now for closest doner kebab near me. 100%. And you're probably only going to find it in the larger cities. I have no idea where this guy lives. No idea. Yeah, so doner kebab, basically they take lamb or beef, or not really beef, lamb or like chicken, and they'll put it on a skewer, a large skewer, and it'll be vertical, and it'll spin around, and then the fire will cook it. Whoops. The fire will cook it, and just all the fat from the chicken, everything just goes down, and it's all real thin. You know, it's like breasts that are pounded out and just stacked on top of each other. And man, that's some of the best food I've ever eaten. Best food. I had a tandoori chicken when I was in Kuwait, and that was pretty good too, but not like a doner. Yeah, so while I lived in Germany, I'd eat doner kebabs once a week at least. Yeah, doner kebabs, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Especially if you can find a good one. Alright, it looks like this lane ends. You got one 5-mile trip. Yeah, I'd definitely do it. I would definitely. I'm trying to find a nice one near San Antonio. I guess there's one that's up near Austin that's supposed to be pretty good, but they put corn in something, and just not the same. Not the same. Give me some good feta cheese with it. Shoot. Walking. Nice. One mile on your right. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to call this guy. Dang it. He told me to call him when he was 10 miles out. I'm busy trying to look at all the comments and everything. Let's see. Contacts. Let's just go recents. Hey, I forgot to call you. I'm 1 mile out, not 10 miles out. It's somewhere. You don't have to do that. I can sit and wait. It's not that big of a deal. It says I'm, I guess it's on the right. I do see the tower. It looks like it's leaning. Is your tower leaning, or is that just my perception? Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it looks a lot straighter now, yeah. I was like, wow, that's scary. Alrighty, bud. I'll be there shortly. Alright, bye. Yeah, he said he had to do like a fire drill now to get ready. I was like, no, take your time. He has that tower up here on the right. I remember him talking about this dumpster too. I don't know. Oh, I guess it's here. I have enough room. Just pull in. My son didn't know where to go. Oh, I guess he lives in that house back there. All that nice pond. All right, I'm gonna start getting this gear out. We're hauling my daughter's wedding dress too, so I have to make sure I don't mess up the wedding dress. I think she would get mad. if that happened. I'll be right back. God. Well, I opened up the back door, nothing fell out. That's bonus right there. Get my suits out of the way. You guys ever have a job where you do like a lot of travel? I hope I'm in the right spot. Oh man. Well, it's pretty easy to find. I don't know if you guys can even hear me, but hey, need any wedding stuff? Yeah, I don't get it. People, we bought it though. I was gonna say people buy it, but I guess we did. Stay right there. Or now even 5 people. Yeah. Either way, like yeah, it's 1,200 watts of 3,000 watt ramp. I think we only have we just built our second station. One in Atlanta, one in Indiana. Only channels we put. I have no idea how. No, I know we're using roadies. They have gear that you can plug it in. But I don't know. Well, that's the deal with road.
a much lower point and more bang, the higher on. You know, right. Well, 18. Another way and she's different. 45 megabits and get block for higher. I want here in town that they're all some kind of, so amazing network stations with the road on that one. You know, it's doing like 4 or 5 HD channels and one. I know that's supposed to be the plan, but you know, I yeah. Yeah, I know the players. No, 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 no. Those come with it. No, on the side of the door, the front door. I put like a kind of like vinyl wrap. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, yeah. I put it on there. It's like, you know, I like it. They're like $12 on Amazon. And I cut it. I cut it to length. Yeah. I was like, I'll try it if I don't like it. Okay, I'll talk to you again.
I thought you were going to see me coming up. I wasn't. I was talking to Loco. Oh, alrighty, bud. All right. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Actually, do the work. Guys are great. All right, we're gonna turn around. Oh, hope my son's careful. Hey, he made it. I don't know what oh, that's the actual skunk. See, it smells a lot like skunk in Oklahoma from all the weed, but that was an actual skunk. I find it pretty funny. But yeah, we're back. So now I gotta end route, search, ask Siri, Stover, Missouri. So 393 more miles. So I guess we're almost there. That's like right around the corner. We are right around the corner. We'll get there. One day at a time. One day at a time. Ah, I love Love's coffee. There's a free promo for you, Loves. It's fresh ground. Just really hits a spot. Now I got to deal with the shifting. So I pulled one thing out, and now all the cargo I have is shifting all around. It'll finally find its resting spot, I'm sure. Yeah, that guy's a great guy. I love him to death. He's a good guy. One of the good guys that we have. Very knowledgeable. Sit and talk to him for hours. I would have stayed there even longer if I didn't have my wife and son in the other car waiting on me. Yeah, he's a great guy. Oh, off to the Laws, Lake of the Ozark. Lake of the Ozark. Probably not a lot of people in the lake today. I wouldn't think there's even a bass tournament going on since it's Super Bowl Sunday. Sunday. Trying to work on my broadcasting voice. Sunday. All right, so I have almost a full tank of gas. Looks like we're gonna run into that train. Ah! All right, turn my other phone on. See how the signal looks. See how you guys are looking. Good luck. Thanks. Got it. All right, Marty. I guess Marty had to head out. Oh, I'll be on. I'll be on for a while. Yeah, red light, green light. I'm just glad my son was able to turn around without getting hit on that road. Well, I guess this road, technically. He did good. He's uh he's 25 this year. 25, but he doesn't do a lot of road trips. So he did one last year. He went up to the lake and he drove by himself, all the way up there, which it's a long drive. I mean, it's almost 900 miles. And it's right at that breaking point of, do you do it in one day or do you take two? For me, I drive a lot, 50, 60,000 miles a year. If it's just me, I'll do it in a day. If it's me and my wife is with me, I'll do it in a day because I do all the driving. And then, but when you have more than one car, it takes us 2 days. If the last time I did it with two cars, it took 2 days because we had my my grandson, and he doesn't want to pee right next to the side of the car, and for some reason we just fill them up with, dude, let me in. I'm coming over. I don't know why people don't know how to merge. Get yourself a first generation Ford Ranger. Won't let me in. I used to have a Ford Ranger. I love that little truck. It was nice. It was nice. That little Mitsubishi pickup truck. I love that truck. I really want to get another one, but they don't make them anymore. And make sure my son was behind me again. The first road trip I went on that was really long and I had to drive, we drove from San Antonio up to close to Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I went with my mom. We were in a 1981 station wagon. No air conditioning. So I was in the passenger seat because my mom likes to drive, and I only drove when she got tired. She drove probably 90% of the way. So I have my arm hanging out the window, thinking I was all cool, being 17 years old, thinking I was all cool, and it got burnt to crap. I'm pretty fair skinned, and it got burnt. It blistered. That's how bad it got. It blistered, and I went up there for, coincidentally, a wedding, my sister's wedding. What we went up there for. So I have a twin brother. He drove up with my dad, and then he did like half the driving. So at that point, he did a lot more driving than I did. On the way back, my mom and dad were in the station wagon, and my brother and I were in his Mustang. He had a Ford Mustang, and this is again before GPS and all the things. So we had paper maps, and we had to follow. We just followed my mom and dad for the most part, and then they were like, when we get into cities, just make sure you keep an eye on us and stay as much with us as you can. So that was my first road trip that I drove on even a little bit. I drove a lot on the way back. My brother drove a lot on the way back. And it was a little nerve-wracking driving through Dallas. That was a little nerve-wracking. A lot of cars. Of course, parents didn't time it right, so it wasn't the best time of day to drive through there. But we made it. And then I bought that little red truck. That was my next road trip. I was in the military already. I was up in Denver. I was up in Denver for technical school. And waiting for my son to get back behind me. I was in Denver, and I was leaving technical school to go to my first base. God, I hope that doesn't blow on me. And so I left technical school, and I drove for the first time by myself. I drove from Denver to Tucson, and you know what? That wasn't that bad because it's just I-25. You scream down I-25 down to Las Cruces. and hanging right on I-10. It wasn't that difficult. And then from Tucson, you know, I visited my brother for a little bit, and then from Tucson, I went on to San Antonio, which wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad at all. And then, you know, I don't really remember trying to find my first duty station. But I think I had written directions or something. And then it was a lot of back and forth from Fort Worth to San Antonio. Started dating my wife. We dated for 6 months before we got married. And then we moved to Abilene and did a lot of road trips from there. And I was in the military, so we did a lot of temporary duties. So we'd drive out to Las Vegas or drive out to West Texas or wherever. Trying to keep my son behind me. Phew, I don't know what that is, but it stinks. I did a lot of road trips in the military, a lot of road trips overseas. I was in South Korea. And we had to drive. Me and one other person, we drove. I don't know, it had to be about 3 hours. 3 hours south to another base to do some work. Stayed there for a couple of weeks. That was interesting. Yeah, South Korea at the time. They had nice roads. The roads weren't that bad, but the closer you got to a city, it's like they didn't care that there were lines on the road, and it was just really like bumper to bumper, door to door, mirror to mirror. It was jam packed in there, and you just kind of all go together, which wouldn't have been that bad, but being in a military vehicle, you didn't want to cause any damage. They don't look too kindly on that, and they'll take it out of your pay if they need to. They don't care. That's one thing I didn't understand about the military is, you know, you go over to Iraq and you go over to Afghanistan, you do all this stuff. They give you they'll issue you the helmet and the flak vest and all this stuff, and then they want it back. And then if they don't get it back, then they charge you for whatever the cost of the helmet was. But then we'll leave millions of dollars of other equipment over there. I don't know. Don't make sense to me. Alright, I gotta get them. Alright, we're still on 35/now/44. I think. No, we're just on 35. We're gonna get on 44 in a few miles. So if you guys listen to what's the name of the song? Convoy. If you listen to the song Convoy, it talks about heading out on I-44 like a rocket sled on rails. And heading to Tulsa town. That's a great song. If you guys haven't heard it in a while, or if you've never heard it, they'll say stuff like a mile out of Shaky Town. So Shaky Town is L.A., Los Angeles, because of the earthquakes, I guess. And then they have Flag Town, which is Flagstaff. And you can follow the map of when they, through their songs. You could follow, or through that song, you could follow the map along and see kind of where they went. They went to Chi-Town, which is Chicago. It's pretty interesting as far as songs. I like songs that have some type of meaning to them. I need some good road trip songs for sure. Shoo-wee! Oh, what kind of truck is that? Alright, if everyone could just behave. I didn't see my son. I talked to him last night and this morning. He didn't say anything about getting run off the road. So maybe it's just me. Maybe they're attracted to me. He's probably gonna want a shot for lunch. Oh yeah, excuse me. So there's in Oklahoma, and I think North Texas, they have Brahms ice cream. So they do ice cream and hamburgers. And if I'm traveling with my daughter, that's where she likes to stop. Oh, I-44 West. I-44 West, is that right? No, I took the wrong exit. Oh, no. Oh, no. But then it says that I-44. Oh, let me call my son. I took the wrong exit. Not paying attention. Son of a gun. I hate it when I do that. I did that time. I was not. It wasn't that exit. It was another exit. Let me call. Ah. And just rings and rings and rings. Do, 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 do. I went the wrong way. Oh, I can't believe I did that. No, I can. It happens more often than I want to admit. I did it in Dallas last year, and it was like a 5 mile mistake. When I was in Germany, I think it's because I drive the route so many times, I just don't pay attention anymore. And then it just surprises me that I had to get on I-44. I just not paying attention, I guess. But that happened to me. I was in Germany, and and they had closed borders at the time. I was driving up to another, or I was driving back from another base. I was up there, and I went up there, and I'd come back home on the weekends and then drive back up there for the week and then drive back on the weekend. So I was doing a lot of driving back and forth. And I was just, I saw same thing. I saw that it was my road coming up, and I turned before the bridge instead of after the bridge. So instead of staying in Germany, it was an exit to go to Luxembourg, and I did not have my passport with me. And there were no more exits. So you had to go to Luxembourg. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to be in so much trouble when I go through the border and I don't have my passport. I thought for sure that I was going to end up in jail. I was like, that's it. That's all she wrote. So I drive all the way into Luxembourg. There was no one at the border to check my passport. So I immediately did a U-turn and got back on track. But yeah, that's 10 miles with no exits. That was pretty nerve-wracking. All right, back on track. Hey Siri, how far away is Joplin, Missouri?
It looks like Joplin, Missouri is about 209 miles away by car.
That's pretty far away. How much fuel do I have? $254 miles to empty. 200 miles to Joplin. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Normally I fuel up in Oklahoma City, which gives me just a little bit more fuel. But we stopped a little short. So instead of having 80 or 90 miles left in the tank at Joplin, we won't have enough. So I'll have to make an extra fuel stop. So there's one gas station that's on the toll road. It's on the I-44. It's on I-44, and there's a McDonald's in it. It used to be the world's largest McDonald's, and it goes across the highway. There's a nice little amusement park over here. We're on the north side, northeast of Oklahoma City. It's an amusement park. It looks pretty nice. I hardly ever see it open, but it looks nice. Looks like it's got water slides and Ferris wheel, roller coaster, 2 roller coasters maybe. Nothing major. Some rides. Never been there. Looks pretty nice, I guess. Frontier City is what it's called. Good old Frontier City. Shoot. Damn it, I missed another one. Not paying attention. Not paying attention at all. I did not miss it. Jeez Louise. Pay attention. Ugh. It's frustration. I need to put my maps in a different mode. Turner Turnpike. This used to be called the Will Rogers Turnpike, I thought. Maybe not. Alright. Back on track. Now we're on I-44. Like rocket sled on rails. Alright, let me get out of this version of my map. Let me go to this. There. Now we're cooking. Now we're cruising. Too legit to quit. Audi Q8 in front of us. That's pretty nice. I could get something like that for the lake house. That would be alright. We're looking for something. I was going to bring my truck, but now that it leaked all that fluid, there's something, transmission or engine, one or the other is gone. It's blown. Blown, 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 blown. It is history. So I gotta look for something else. I probably should get that fixed. I don't know how much a transmission is for a Ford F-150. It's supposed to be the most popular truck, so I would think there'd be a lot of them in the junkyard. One thing I like about you, I go to the junkyard, give me a new get a used transmission out of a wreck, get on YouTube, learn how to install it, and install another transmission, save some cash, save some dinero. Grip. I think toll roads, since you're paying for it on top of the taxes that we have to pay, I think toll roads should be more like over in Europe. Should be more like the Autobahn. If you're paying for the toll road, you should be able to go as fast as you want to go. That's safe. Just like over in Europe, on the Autostrasse, on the Autobahn. Go as fast as you want. When I was over there, I was in like one of those large vans that carry like 15 people. So you would get in these vans and they would take you to like Frankfurt airport so you could fly, over, back over to the States or wherever you were going. And man, one time I was in one of those and we were flying. We were doing like 200 kilometers an hour. It was crazy, like 120 miles an hour down the road, and I didn't feel too safe. Now I've done that in a Corvette. My buddy had a Corvette, and we would drive to another base, and you do 100 miles an hour plus, and it felt fine. But yeah, not in one of those big 15 passenger vans. That was kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. We're just gonna follow this Jeep for a minute. Oh. My shoulder's hurting. I didn't get very good sleep. It was alright. We were sharing a queen bed. Me and my wife were sharing a queen bed last night. And normally we're in a king. So it just felt like we were really I would say on top of each other, but that might be the wrong choice of words. We were really close to each other. It was kind of nice, actually. But yeah, you couldn't spread out. Tossing and turning, you had to toss and turn in your own spot. You didn't get to toss and turn anything extra. And it's noon. 378 miles to go. We should arrive at 5:23, so 378. We have 200 miles left in the tank. 242. So we stop at I don't know what town that is. Hey Siri, how far away is Big Cabin?
One possibility I see is Big Cabin Cemetery on South US 69 in Big Cabin. Is that the one you're looking for?
So Big Cabin is 140 miles away. And I think we're going to stop just past that. So 140, call it 150 for easy math. 150, 377 will be 150 plus 77, 227. That might be kind of 227 would be stretching it. Well, no, we can get into town and then I don't know, that Bronco, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not, maybe so, maybe not. We are entering Kickapoo Nation. Speed limit 75 miles an hour. Good old 75. I remember back when it was 55, and oh my gosh, that was so relentless. 55 miles an hour. Especially out in West Texas. I think maybe that's what stopped all the CB traffic. I mean, besides everyone having cell phones. But now if you're a driver And, you know, GPS. A lot of people have GPS on their vehicles. So, and you know, you kind of have, I was going to say rabbit ears, that's not right. You have ways, so you don't, you know, so you kind of know where the cops are going to be. No one really uses the CB radios anymore. I had one in my truck, and I would travel with one for safety. Yeah, I need to put it back. I need to put it back in here. It's just sitting in the garage. Maybe when I get my next truck. We're supposed to get new trucks pretty soon, so maybe when I get my next truck, I'll do it. I'll add my CB radio. But there's just not a lot of traffic on it anymore. I have a GRMS radio, which is kind of like a CB radio, but better. But no one's ever on it, so that was part of the reason why I decided that I'm going to start a YouTube channel, because at least I can get some comments or something to keep me going, keep the brain thinking. Those Tundras look nice. We almost bought a Toyota Tundra. It was uncomfortable, so we didn't drive it. We didn't drive it very much. Meh, whatever. It was all right. It was a good time. It was all right. I'm looking forward to getting back to that lake house. We'll see how many critters moved in. Hopefully none, but you never know. I mean, you are kind of out in the woods, so I wonder if it would make a difference if I built something for all the critters to move, like relocate them. Now here, I would like for you guys to live in this little hut over here, and put like a light bulb in there, and you know, so they have some heat, a couple of blankets, some water, add some food every once in a while. You know, build them a nice place so they stay out of mind. What do you guys think about that? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. Just rolling down the road. Cell phone tower. Well, that Bronco still looks good behind me. I like it. That's like the perfect lake vehicle right there. Maybe I'd buy another Bronco. I have to wait for the prices to come down a little bit. I wouldn't mind having another Bronco Corvette. That would be a good, nice little garage. Get some trail bikes. One of the problems we have at the lake house is parking though. We gotta try to figure that out. I think we might have to dig out some of that mountain, add some parking. And by I say I need to dig out part of the mountain means I need to hire someone to come out and with some equipment build a retaining wall and dig out some of the mountain. I don't know. Well, I'm considering go ahead and stop this live feed. Start another one where I can play music. No one's really watching this one. I would like to hear some music. Yeah, we're loaded down in the cars. Back. Yeah, that person on that launch, I don't know how to drive, but that's why you have to practice it like that. This ain't the Cannonball Run. Cannonball. 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 Road work ahead. 1 mile. Congestion. Be prepared to stop. Gotta slow the roll a minute. Got some space. Space. Almost time. Time to shine. 363 miles to go. Feel like we're almost there. Alright, now we're gonna go around this way. Those are some ugly horses. No one is sticking around. That's alright. Yeah, we're on I-44. Cruising through Oklahoma on a nice road trip. for checking in. We will be back. I'm going to listen to some music. So I can't have you on. I guess I can mute. I could mute. I need to do my receipts. I've not done my receipts yet. I think I have 1 or 2 more stops. Depending. Hey Siri, how far away is Big Cabin?
One possibility is Big Cabin Cemetery on South US 69.
So 125 miles away. 125. Yeah, we should be able to make it all the way. We should be able to fuel up at that McDonald's that crosses the highway. I think it's supposed to be halfway between Tulsa and Joplin. There's a McDonald's that is a bridge, an actual like a walk bridge. So you can stop and get fuel, and then you can go up the stairs or take the elevator, and you can go upstairs, go to McDonald's, and then it used to be the world's largest McDonald's. And then just make sure you leave the same way that you came. You'll be doing all right. All right. If I could listen to a podcast.
Side of things, but just as far as the creation and videos, you're really building an audience. How do you capitalize when you have a video go really well? You had one. go really well about a week ago, talking about a topic that was a hot topic in the space that you're in. How do you capitalize on that now that you have an influx of new people?
Yeah, well, one thing I wish I would have done in that particular video to capitalize on it would be, I'm trying to keep my website, pokeandy.com, on the bottom corner of the video, so when I do have one blow up, they can directly visit the site. But, you know, since a video as big as that one blew up, I realized I should be putting my websites in every single pinned comment. Obviously, I have that in the description as well. For the new folks that have come in, I've tried to make a bunch of YouTube shorts, kind of welcoming the new members, and also redoing a lot of my content from like a year or two ago where I only had like 1,500, 2,000 subscribers. And I've said that in disclaimers in some of my videos, like, hey, I know I've already discussed this topic, but I've got a huge new audience, and a lot of those folks haven't heard this before, so we're going to go through it again. So just trying to basically make those new people feel included, like they feel like they've been here from the start.
Joplin,
Because a lot of folks don't
170.
go back to someone's channel and look back 2 years ago. They only listen
So that
to
gives
new
me like
stuff.
50
So
miles.
I'm trying to use what I already have to kind of like capitalize on my newfound, you know, fame.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Whenever I've had a video do well,
I don't know in that Bronco behind me. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I think I'm gonna turn this.
Then they're averaging like 30 views, but they had one that had like 200. Well, what are you doing when you had that 200 view video? Because not only can you capitalize there, but I'm sure you know this, Brian, when you have a video do well in the YouTube algorithm, the next successive videos that you do have a tendency to be pushed out more because of what happened in that specific video. And so taking note of that and capitalizing on that is a really big thing. And so I could not agree more with what you're saying. Last question here. This is one that I haven't asked very many people. It's a new question. I've been really doing kind of an audit of podcasts, and I want to ask people what questions do they want me to ask creators on the show. And one of the things that people have connected with me and reached out about is what makes a good video? Like what types of things keep people's attention in 2025 going forward? You know, do you have to hook them in the first 3 or 4 seconds, like all the YouTube gurus and experts say? What are the things that make a good video?
So I've learned that, at least in my particular niche, over editing and making something fancy and complicated absolutely does not help at all. What makes a good video to me is just being very much authentic and confident in what you're saying. I think the YouTube guru advice of the hook in the intro, I think that's also good. Again, in my genre, you can ramble on very, very easily. And so what I like to do when someone clicks on the thumbnail, the title, is I like to do exactly what the gurus say. I repeat what they clicked on. If it says, how to make money in Pokemon business, I straight up say that exact sentence in the very beginning, and then I introduce myself in the next sentence. There's a lot of folks who do the opposite, and the problem with that, you know, telling people who you are and then introducing the topic, unless you're already famous, most people don't know who you are. So they want to know the topic first, and then they'll listen to you for credibility, for example. And that's another big one that I think makes a good video is, are you credible on what you're talking about? So it's kind of become a meme on my channel, but I say my little spiel, I have something Pokemon card business, blah, 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 and then I show some sales charts and graphs that confirm that, so they know that my business advice is actually valid. So, you know, credibility is important, telling people that they're in the right place is super important, and just keeping them engaged in a way that doesn't necessarily take a lot of editing. I've made some very fancy vlogs over the years, and
All right, we're gonna call it done for now. I'm gonna listen to some music, and well, YouTube doesn't like it when you guys listen to my music, so we're gonna call it for now. You guys keep it between the mayo and the mustard, and we will catch you in another hour or so. Maybe after the next gas stop should be the last gas stop. So we will connect back then, and hopefully I can make it through Missouri and get to the lake house at a decent hour tonight. So we're looking at, let's see, it's saying we're going to arrive at 5:30 plus a long gas stop because we're going to have to eat. So it'll be a long gas stop, maybe an extra stop. So 6 o'clock at the latest. It looks like we should be 6 o'clock Central Time. We should be back at the lake house. So hey Siri, when is sunset? Hey Siri, when is sunset?
Sunset will be at 6:03 p.m. today.
Yeah, so it'll be right about sunset if we stay on target. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to make 6 p.m. or not. So right about sunset, and then we have to turn the heater on. We got to turn on the pump for the well and get some water. We don't have any food at the house. Yeah. Some trips go as planned. Some trips, well, they don't go very well. And for timing, this trip has been horrible for timing. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. We'll figure it out. You know, maybe we'll stop. But yeah, we don't have anything for breakfast. We don't have anything at the lake house. So if we have to go into town, we're not going to get to the lake house until after dark. And there's a lot of unknowns. And it's going to be cold. It says it's 46 degrees right now, so. Hey Siri, what's the temperature in Stover?
In Stover, Missouri, it's 33 degrees.
Yeah, low tonight is going to be 23. And we're just not used to that. We're going to get over. Let these cars pass because they're wanting to go. That 18-wheeler was right up next to that wall. Alright, we're going to end it now. Y'all keep it between the mayo and the mustard and the cinder blocks, K-rails, 18-wheelers, motorcycles, all that. Be good.